Carrie Douglass is a co-founder. Good job inviting your friends. Carrie Douglass has many friends and is a co-founder and partner of Bend Entrepreneur Lab, a new initiative launched out of the Haven Coworking. Here to give an update on the Bend Entrepreneur Lab is Carrie Douglass. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you, Shannon. Thank you for the excitement. We are launching Bend Entrepreneur Lab tonight, and so we're really excited too. So thank you for the excitement. It's fun to see so many friends in the room. I did not know that Shannon Lipscomb was going to be here tonight speaking before me. She is a doctor, and so she probably can't say inappropriate things, but I'm just a politician, and I can say anything. So I will share that we used to be about 10 years ago in a book club, wine club together that was called Women Who Get Shit Done. Katie Brooks was in that group. So it's amazing to see us all doing these really cool things now. Shannon was being super humble about her research, but it is nationally recognized and really important. So fun to see her. I tend to forget to do thank yous at the end. So I'll just shout out a couple of other people in the room that we're so excited to be partnering with, including OSU Cascades, EDCO, of course, Heartfire Creative, who helped get our website up tonight, Algify, Bend Tech Central. Thank you all for being here, and to all of our friends who are sporting our gear. And you too can get a Bend Entrepreneur Lab hat or shirt if you partner with us, so if for no other reason. So as Shannon said, my name is Carrie. Patricia, I have been in Bend since before Bend had any 3-story buildings, I think. I was born and raised here, so I've been here for a long time. My husband and I are the co-founders of Cascade Relays and the Haven, and now joining Nico as co-founders of the Bend Entrepreneur Lab. And then my only real job is that I'm also the co-founder and CEO of a national nonprofit. So we started the Haven 5 years ago now, which is crazy, and we really started it to address 3 main pain points, which have led to the founding of Bend Entrepreneur Lab to address some additional pain points. So those were, 1, a lot of remote workers who were really disconnected from the Bend ecosystem for a bunch of reasons. Small business owners and entrepreneurs who were looking for a place to gather in person to learn and grow and connect. And then really a lack of intentional space and support for women and people of color and other marginalized identities to participate fully in our economy and in those entrepreneurial ventures. As a female founder myself, I experienced all 3 of those pain points and decided to open the Haven. So here we are 5 years later, post-pandemic. The Haven is thriving. The number of remote workers in Bend has grown exponentially. We believe that the number of investors and the amount of potential funding that is located in Central Oregon has also grown, and yet we're still seeing a small trickle, a handful of technology companies that are choosing to start and grow and stay in Bend as the place to found their company. And so we started asking folks, why do we think that is? And I'll actually ask you, why do you think that tech companies are not, dying to move to Bend as the place to found their company? You can just shout out a couple of reasons. What? Bad internet. Ooh. What else? I know. TDS. Shh, TDS is great. What else? What? Expensive. What else? Lack of talent. Is that what I heard? Lack of diversity. No housing. Taxes. Did I mention I'm a politician? So we heard those and a bunch of other gaps about the ecosystem in Central Oregon, and we decided to try to address it with the Bend Entrepreneur Lab. So what is it? We are a new initiative, and we are focused on providing early stage entrepreneurs with really personalized, deep support from the very beginning of their idea through the successful finish of their first seed round. And when we talk early stage, we're talking really early stage. So we're looking for entrepreneurs, as I said, who have the inkling of an idea. These are aspiring entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs in residence. We really want to invest in people that have deep domain expertise, people like Shannon, who have a really clear problem, but maybe don't have the tech expertise or any of the other dimensions that it takes to become an entrepreneur. And that is where the BEND Entrepreneur Lab steps in. And as soon as I finish, you're going to get to hear from our first founder, Liz, who we're really excited about. So there's a couple of ways we get a lot of questions about BEL and how it's different from a typical tech incubator, so I'll just name a few. One is that we are not cohort-based. So as I said, we're really white glove, working with entrepreneurs individually, soup to nuts, everything they need from legal, financial, communications, everything. Two is that we're really doing this the BEND way. We are prioritizing sustainability, work-life balance. People don't have to quit their jobs to do this full-time, and really prioritizing all of that over the hustle culture that really can destroy people, frankly. Three is that we bring the BEND community with us. So from the partners that I already named to all the folks at the Haven, to all of you, BEND, as we all know, is one of those really special places where people help each other and where we know the community is going to step up. And finally, inclusivity. We're really excited to support a diverse set of entrepreneurs who may not even believe that they can be an entrepreneur, but we believe that they can. So I forget who it was that didn't have a giveaway tonight. We do, so we've got you. We have an awesome swag basket to give away. It is full of swag from Cascade Relays and the Haven. It includes a Haven membership, BEL swag, of course. And all you have to do to enter is go to this lovely QR code and sign up for our newsletter. And tonight, when we go home, we'll pick one of the lucky newsletter winners and we'll announce it in our first newsletter. So we are really just calling on you, the community, tonight as we launch. We will only succeed with all of you. And we really want to put BEND on the map as a place where tech entrepreneurs think, I can go there and get everything I need to be successful. We've had this recurring experience where we've met folks that have recently or not so recently moved to BEND, and then we go to their LinkedIn profile and we see that they don't have BEND listed as their location. They're keeping Seattle or San Francisco, and we'll ask why, and they'll be like, frankly, like the network just isn't here yet. And so we want people to be able to proudly put Bend, Oregon on their LinkedIn profile and know that that means something and that it will draw talent and investment and funding into the tech-enabled sector. So I think I go to Q&A now, and then
Great.
We're going to get to hear from Liz.
I love it.
Oh,
How about a round of applause for Carrie? This is so exciting. My first question is, do you sleep? I mean, you really accomplish a lot, Carrie. It's impressive, to say the least. So
Thank you. And before we move on, can I invite my
Yes,
co-founders
absolutely.
up, Scott and Nico? And by the way, I tried on one of our hats and asked a few people if I should wear it, and there was a clear no, so I'm not really sure what that meant, but...
I'm not sure what that means either, but I think you made good choices. So, okay, so how did you all come to, like, what was the genesis? What was the moment you were like, we need to do this, we need to create this, and this is what we're going to call it?
It's a great question. I think actually we were 5 years post opening the Haven and solving that problem, and then we get an itch for entrepreneurship again. So I think that's really the start of it. And then the second thing was really meeting Nicola, and then for the last 6 months, really trying to drive at What are some of the gaps that we have in our community? How can we support a sector that isn't generally thriving right now? And so we wanted to build upon what we've already built at the Haven, and that's what we're attempting to do with the help of our community. We will all succeed when we're able to accomplish great things together, and that's part of what we do with the Haven every day.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, and if anybody isn't doing the math, you opened right before the pandemic started, and you're thriving. So I think we need to make a little bit of noise for the Haven. It's impressive. I was there at the launch party, and then I've been thinking about it a lot because I was at an event there last week, and I'm like...
Yeah. It was 6 months to the day. We opened 6 months to the day and then shut down 6 months later. It was rough. And before we go on, I also want to note that I did a terrible job of pitching tonight because I forgot to tell you why you should believe in our team, which is like the cardinal sin. So let me just take just a moment to say Nicholas has a really impressive background of successful tech startups, as well as starting and growing 2 tech incubators, one in London and one in the United States. And then Scott and I are really building on our track record as entrepreneurs, but also as people that are good at developing community. And that's really what this is ultimately about.
Amazing. Okay. And I'm sure we have some questions for these folks. So raise your hand if you do have a question. Yes. Is it only tech?
I love that question. Thank you. So ultimately, the solution needs to be tech-enabled because we are focused on solutions that have exponential growth potential. But we don't want potential entrepreneurs to be deterred by that. So you're going to hear from Liz. Her area of expertise is mental health, and her startup is all about mental health. The solution is going to be tech-enabled, but it's not kind of... Technology wasn't the first thought in her mind as she went to start to solve this problem.
I love that. Okay, any other questions? Yes, in the back.
What is the process in terms of how you select who should be part of it?
So what is the process for how you select who's going to be a part of the program?
So being an entrepreneur is something you don't learn in school. It's a combination of attitude and aptitude. This year, in 2024, we'll really handpick a few entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs that have the right grit. And this is where the collective experience, everybody on stage here is an entrepreneur, not a first time, a repeat entrepreneur. We believe that together we can really identify kind of this unique characteristic that makes the individual kind of high potential in the world of entrepreneurship. But it starts with the entrepreneur. This is why we have entrepreneur as the key word. We're not an incubator. We are an entrepreneur lab, meaning we support, enable, and elevate people that have the domain expertise and the talent, but may not know it.
And so should people just get in contact with you?
Yeah, I was going to say, technically, QR code, swag bag. One of the choices is that you can tell us that you're a potential entrepreneur, and that's all you need to do, and then we'll reach out and meet you.
Do you worry about getting absolutely flooded with connections?
It's been insane. We just put it up on LinkedIn and social media a couple of days ago, and there is clearly a thirst for this ecosystem to be developed. We get emails every couple minutes.
I love
it's
to
a little
hear that.
overwhelming.
I love to hear that. I mean, I'm nervous for you, but I love to hear it. Okay, I think I had another question over here. Yes?
What's the difference between a tech-based incubator and a consumer product incubator, and why does that make y'all special?
What is the difference between a tech-based incubator and a consumer product incubator, and what makes you special?
Yeah, so I mean, ultimately the industry. So we love our friends at Cultivate Bend and Bend Outdoor Works. I don't know if they're here. We've learned a lot from them, and what they've been able to do to foster those startup ecosystems is exactly what we're going for, but in the tech space. We just have a little bit of a different model. So Bend Outdoor Works does a little bit more of a cohort model. Cultivate Bend, I think, is more network focused and a little more informally focused. We're really joining your team as your co-founder and working alongside you to build the company. But otherwise, same idea around building a robust ecosystem and Bend around tech.
Okay, any other questions? Yes.
What are the expectations that an investor could have?
What are the expectations that an investor could have?
expectation of investors. Investors are always looking for quality deal flow, right? So this is our emphasis. It's not quantity, it's quality. And most people believe that innovation is an art. It's not. I'm a big believer that innovation is a science. There is a discipline around innovation that allows you to de-risk the startup every step along the way. And based on my experience, most of the mistakes are made in the first 6 months of the company around people and around product market fit. So it's a long conversation, but expectations are around quality, and we believe that if we can present a quality product, i.e. a team with the right idea and the right definition of the minimum viable product, investors will come.
I love it. Well, I think we could talk with you all a whole lot more, but we're going to talk with Liz, and we're going to hear more through that story. But I hope you'll come back and check in with us and let us know how it's going, because this is very exciting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just want to say thank you to all. And the main point for you to take it off, we are building this together with incredible partners, with OSU Cascades, EDCO, and most importantly, our community. So help us, and let's all build this together. So let's be a part of this success and build the tech sector bigger and better in Bend. Thank you.
Love it. Love it so much. Thank you, Carrie, Nico, and Scott.